Hey everyone, so yes, this is me back home. I'm in my comfort zone, I guess. I've already tried to pre-record this video. It's just really hard to kind of pick up from what I have already been through. I'm kind of already been settled down now. I've already been back home for a little bit. Still trying to adjust to back to civilian life, trying to stay more on a routine because, being in boot camp in A school, you're on a routine, you're on a go button. And like I said, I tried to record this previously and I just got nowhere. It's just, I'm uncomfortable right now because I have no direction of where this video is gonna go. I don't know what you guys want to know per se. I don't know where you want me to start from. I can start from the very first night of arrival. I will say that I was which going in, I guess I can start with this. Going in to boot camp, my whole thinking was to be I'm going to be the older one in the division. I'm going to hang back. I'm just going to enjoy the experience and just kind of go with the flow and be all that. I don't want no leadership roles. I don't want none of that. Cause I was already going in as an E3. So you can't get ranked up any higher than that in boot camp than an E3. So I'm not going to work myself harder for something that it's not going to take me anywhere higher, basically. So I was just going to hang back, enjoy the experience. And that lasted all but yeah, that didn't last at all. I was in leadership not as soon as I got there, but I would say TAC 3 is when I ended up becoming yeoman in my division. It was basically voluntold for me. I tried to say, I didn't say I tried to say no, but it was more or less it was more okay. Because in my mind, going in, I did not want no leadership roles, at all. I just was there to enjoy the experience and get in, get out type attitude, right? So, like I said, that didn't happen. I ended up becoming yeoman in my division. And I wasn't the main yeoman at first. I was second lead to the actual main yeoman, and then I became main yeoman later on. Well, literally not too long after I basically was you got the main yeoman, you got medical yeoman, and then you got dental yeoman, and I was at the medical, and then the main yeoman, she ended up getting sent back. And I'm not going to talk about that because that's not anything has to do with me. It has to do with her story, not for me to put out there. But I ended up getting promoted to main yeoman after that. So, yay me. But anyways, I guess I'm gonna just start with the experience was a love-hate experience for me. The first 3 weeks, like I said, when I got there, I was just hanging back, just trying to stay, basically be a fly on the wall. And the first, I don't know where to even begin because so much has happened, so much in a short amount of time has happened. But I'm trying to stay on subject and kind of get to something, I guess. And this is gonna be no edit. This is gonna be raw. This is gonna be me. This is what it was. And basically, I'm just gonna give you like an overall summary, and then I'm gonna get down to like one by one, like what each week was and this and that, and like what to expect basically. But as far as like an overall experience, I'm gonna break it, like condense it basically. So so I was medical yeoman, and then I got promoted to main yeoman. And the first 3 weeks prior to becoming medical yeoman, it was very hard for me. You know, it was a different atmosphere, learning a whole new, like, everything, to be honest, like learning to do something completely out of my comfort zone. I do like structure though. Like I do like structure. So that was not like a big thing for me. It was just not being able to pick up the phone and call home. The first week there, I'm not gonna lie, like I had a breakdown. Like I did. Like I had a full melt. I didn't say it like a full meltdown, but I did. Like I was crying. I was really, really emotional. Because the first 3 weeks when you get to boot camp, you cannot make any phone calls. So just going a day without not being able to talk to my son, or like just calling home and talking to my fiance or whatever, that was really, really, really hard. And there was more reasons why, like, it was really hard for me the first 3 weeks. Night of arrival was really tough. I don't even know if I should get into that, to be honest. I would just kind of give like a quick, like, the reason why it was hard. Basically, I was already in Chicago. I was at basically O'Hare Airport in the USO office, and let's just say me and my son's dad, we were going at each other's throats basically. So long story short, there's more to the story, but I'm not going to get into that. But let's just say going into boot camp, it's already a high stressful situation, because it's stuff you don't know, it's unexpected, everything is like not known to you. And going into boot camp, that extra layer of like that with my son's dad made it that much harder for me mentally. So not being able to talk to my son and seeing how he was doing for 3 weeks really took a toll on me. So, but that had nothing to do with boot camp per se, but it did cause my focus to not be there in boot camp, if that makes sense. So you really, really, like, going into boot camp, you really need to make sure that your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed, because it's hard. It's really hard. And the lack of sleep, the sleep deprivation is real in boot camp, like 100%. And it did take a toll. It did take a toll on me. And but I ended up having that phone call after the 3 weeks and was okay, you know, from there. But yeah, so basically from there, it was an up and down, like, emotional roller coaster as far as like boot camp goes. I don't know what to say, because like once I was voluntold, and I can tell you the story of like how that happened, but I'm just trying to do like a quick like overview of like how it was for me. and this is just my story. It's different for everybody because like my bunkmate or rackmate, should I say, I should speak in terms of like Navy terms or whatever, but my rackmate was under me, and then like you have your rackmates next to you. So everybody's experience is different because like my bunkmate and then, or my rackmate, and then the rack next to me, the girls next to me, their experience was different. Because like even talking to them, the girl that was on top, the top rack, she enjoyed it. Like she loved it. Like, but then again, she didn't have the stresses that I had. But again, you can't take away like their experiences to your experiences and so forth. So everybody's experience is different. It's just, this is mine and mine alone. But it's just interesting to hear other people's experiences and how they view boot camp. So that was pretty interesting. But, so I guess from here, it was, the first 3 weeks are going to definitely be the hardest, because again, like you can't make a phone call, like you can't, you're learning new stuff. I will say though, like 100%, if you don't know how to swim and if you don't start your run, you will not graduate with your division. You will get ASMO'd, aka known as, you will get sent back to another division. Those are the two things in boot camp that they cannot help you with. Like some things in boot camp, if you're like really good with your chiefs or your RDCs, they can help you in a sense, but don't get on their bad side. Like, just don't get on their bad side. Just do what you're supposed to. And you can move forward. But the run and the swim, like, you will get sent back. Like, the swim, you will get multiple chances throughout boot camp to pass. But you need to ask yourself, for one, is the military for you? Second, which branch fits you better? Because if you don't know how to swim, you can learn. They teach you in boot camp how to swim, or like the basic knowledge how to swim, so you can pass the swim portion of boot camp. They do give you chances. I'm not sitting here trying to scare you, but I'm just being realistic that you get to the final and with your, like, you get to close to the end with your division and then having to get sent back like 2 weeks and like graduating with a whole nother division. That sucks. And I've seen it. And also, don't get involved with people in boot camp. Like, it's not worth it. It's not. Go in there and get out. Like, don't get caught up with people in boot camp. You're never going to see them again. You might get close to some of them in boot camp and like stay in contact with them, like through maybe Instagram, Snapchat. You do build bonds because you're with them 24/7. But don't get personal. Don't get personal. Like, don't. It's not worth it. Go in there with the mindset that you're going to get in there and you're going to walk out there a sailor. Bottom line. Like, just don't. It's not worth it. You put too much hard work into getting in to just fall back because of you want to like make out with this girl, or you want to, you know, or hook up with this guy. Like, it's not worth it. It's not. It really isn't. And it happened. It happened in my division. It happened with our cousin division. So it's not worth it. And not just, it happens in all the divisions. It's not worth it. It really isn't. But moving on. So again, I cannot stress enough, if you want to join the Navy, you need to run and you need to know how to swim, because they will give you chances and after chances later in your vision, but you're going to be so busy doing other stuff, trying to fit in, trying to make up what you couldn't do, will set you back. So it's like for me, for instance, right? I had other options to join other branches. Okay, the Marines were trying to recruit me. No, I know myself. I don't want to sleep on the ground. I don't want to go days without a shower. I don't want to be outside. Like, those would not fit my personality, right? So you got to ask yourself, what suits you better? So if you want to join the Navy, you need to know how to swim, at least the basics. And you will have to jump off that 9-foot platform that you basically see on YouTube or whatever, the little thing that they have recorded. Like, it is real. So if you're afraid of heights, you need to start practicing. Like they're not going to hold your hand. You're just going to get screamed at. And you're going to set yourself up for failure. And being the leadership that I was, I've tried to help multiple girls and the guys in my division, because there was guys that didn't know how to swim. And also one of them got held back. They got asthmaed, and one of the girls got asthmaed. So you know, I tried to help, but there's only so much you can do. And yeah, I'm just letting you know, and I can't stress it enough, that it was really stressful being in leadership, because you're not getting any. It was rewarding, but it wasn't rewarding, because for me, when you're in leadership, you're the first one to wake up and you're the last one to go to sleep. Not always, but majority of it. Well, at least for me, to make sure like everything was taken care of, that my division was taken care of. It was hard. It was really hard, and you're already sleep deprived. And see, I was in a 900 division, so I could speak on that as well. If you're already doing a lot in a 900 division, is basically you're going to be performing at your graduation. So you'll be drilling a lot. And your expectations are a lot higher, because when you're in a 900 division, when you're walking around with your flag, you're being looked at constantly. So you need to ask yourself, like, when you go in, is that something that you wanted to do? I wanted to go in and I wanted to be in a 900 division because I wanted to perform. I wanted to see how the experience was, but it was hard. I'm not going to lie to you, it was hard. And the expectations are very high. Very high. And your chiefs are going to yell at you. That was my biggest thing. It was like, I did not want to be yelled at. And I was yelled at. I was standing watch and told a chief, sorry. So don't ever say sorry. So if you're like me and say sorry for everything, change it. Do not say sorry, chief, sorry, petty officer. No. Don't say sorry. Say my apology. So from here on out, if you're saying sorry, you might want to stop because they will get in your face and they will yell at you. So say my apology. My apology. And trust me, it took a lot for me to change I'm sorry to my apology. So luckily my chief though, he was cool. He was cool, but he was strict, right? So like he actually reminded me of a doctor that I used to work for, just very, it needs to be this way, which is understandable because you're new, you don't know nothing, and he's trying to teach you, right? So it's completely understandable. But it I kind of tested his patience a little bit, like, you know, like, but we worked side by side together, so we were cool, but I understood my place as well, you know, like, even though he was younger than me, I still knew my place. So I don't even know where I was going with this, to be honest. Oh, so yeah, so being in leadership, we worked side by side together. So we would have our moments where it was like, okay, it's business. And then we would have our moments where we would, like, you know, we would giggle, but it was very limited. Let's just say that it was very limited. So, but it was nice though. It was nice for me to be in the fishbowl, which is basically essentially the office that you work in with your RDCs or whatever. It was nice because on the back, I should have brought my other shirt because I had, like, at the end of boot camp, you put in a placement to get like your division t-shirts, and it's like a combination. So I got the long sleeve, the hoodie, and a regular t-shirt. And on the back is like basically your division flag or whatever. But anyways, so you're working in the fishbowl with your RDCs, and it's just, God, there's just so much to say. Like, I'm trying to get it out. This video is already at 23 minutes long. So it's kind of like, I'm trying to wrap it up, but I'm rambling. But, yeah, the division, being, you know, that I was older. So basically I was being looked up to, you know, but it was still hard for me though. It was still hard, even though, like, you know, you have to worry about yourself on top of, like, depending on how many people you have in your division, you're making sure that they're on track as well. Like, it was hard, but it was very rewarding at the same time. But, yeah, I'm reflecting in this moment because, like, I enjoyed it, but it was really hard. It was really hard. But I don't know what else to say. I never got ASMO'd. I graduated with my division. I mean, I could sit here and break it down even further in different categories. I might actually do that just so that way. But I don't want to say too much because, like, I don't know if you guys want to go in with the a clear mind of your own. Because I was yeoman, I know what it takes. I still might do it though. I still might do it. Because I don't know. I just feel like there's not enough out there to let you know, especially when you're older, and like your expectations and being around younger adults, should I say. I guess that was a challenging part of it as well. Trying to like understand that your mindset is going to be completely different from an 18 or 19-year-old that you're in there with. Because trust me, I wanted to curse quite a few, and almost got into it with quite a few of them, not just in my division, but in my cousin division. Actually, I'm gonna save that for another video. But just speaking alone in my division, you have to remind yourself that these young kids, they don't care. Not saying all of them, but when you're literally 20 years older than some of them, it's a huge gap. And give yourself a little patience. I can say, don't give in to them. Don't, just walk away, because it's not worth it. And I basically had to turn my back on, like, just so that, but I also had to talk to them like a mother, and they all looked up to me as a mother. They called me mom, actually, in boot camp, even though that there was one other recruit. She was actually 40, but they still basically called me mom, because yes, I was older, but I could still kind of relate to them in a sense, in that way, because I have a 14-year-old son. But so they're not too much, older than my son or whatever. But would I do it again? No, absolutely not. I would never do that again, ever. Just because I like to sleep, and the sleep deprivation, you're not going to know your left to your right. You're not. Again, this is all my experience, though. Your experience would be completely different. But my RDC, my second RDC, I think that's where I was going with the shirt. My second RDC, I think we were about the same age because of the music that he was playing. Like, I love my second RDC. I'm not going to say his name. I wanted to in that moment. I really wanted to say his name. Oh my God, I love my second RDC. He was fantastic. Because early in the mornings before Reveille, I would get in there in the office, and he was, he would already have the music playing, and it was music from like the 2000s, y'all know, because if you're watching this and you're my age, so we were about the same age, because like he had kids a little older than my son. So I'm like, I'm gonna search his name again, but I'm like, okay, my second RDC was like, he was the best. That was like the highlight, because you're not allowed to listen to music. You're not, like, you have no privileges in boot camp. So when being in leadership, you have a little bit more freedom, a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. And if you have cool RDCs like my second RDC, it makes it a little bit better. So my second RDC was fantastic. So we would be jamming out to some 2000 music. So it was really, really cool. That was like a really good highlight of being in boot camp, apart from being in leadership. Let's see. What else could I talk about? I've already discussed the swim, the run, leadership, showers. Yeah, showering. Showering with 80 something girls. Okay. Or more. Yeah. If you know how to braid, you will be asked a lot to braid other girls' hairs, like me. But once I became yeoman, I had really no time. I would help my rackmate braid her hair, and a couple other ones that I was close with that went before I made yeoman, I would braid their hair. What else? I don't know. The showering, you have a little bit of time. You do on Sundays, it's called holiday routine, where you're able from Reveille to, I think it was like 1300 was holiday routine, and you have time to either go to church, you'll have time to like actually wash your hair, shave, just do like a full like boot camp spa day for yourself, if that's what you want to call it. You'll have time to do that, and then you'll have time to like iron and shine your boots and stuff like that. And you'll have other times like after taps. Technically, you're supposed to be in bed at taps. Me, I was in bed at taps. I'm not playing around with my sleep. I was in bed at taps. I would stay up sometimes to shine my boots. Not often. I would wait till holiday routine to do my boots. You'll stay up to write notes, letters to your loved ones. What else? Yeah, during the week, you're so busy doing stuff. Yeah. I would say the most fun thing about boot camp was the fire week and it's called the confidence chamber, but let's be real, it's you go in the gas chamber, it's the little stuff or whatever, but it's called in boot camp the confidence chamber. Actually, I liked it. It was fine. It wasn't a big deal. Like, some people reacted to it, some people don't. You won't know until you go in how you're gonna react. And there was a story behind that. I've got stories for boot camp. Okay, I've got stories, but this video is already going on 34 minutes, so I'm trying to wrap it up. But like I said, I'm gonna go into full detail. If there's something else that you want to know, just leave it in the comments and I'll do a video on it, go more in depth with it, give like a full overview. I'm even going to do a video on A-School, because A-School was just like, I've never been to an actual like college, and I know I'm getting off topic, but it was like college campus with military style. I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna get into that too. But I think that's it. I don't know really what else to say, to be honest. Don't piss off your RDCs. Yeah, because you're going to make it harder for yourself. They're going to pull out that red card. There's a black card, which is even worse. And I think there's a white card that's even worse than that. But the red one is like the minimal basic, I think. And you will get IT'd, aka you'll get beat. You'll get beat. And we got beat. Not even by our own RDCs, but our cousin division beat us. So yeah, that's another thing. What else? I'm trying to think. I think that's it. I don't know. If I think of more, I'll throw another video, but this video is already long. But yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.